Hello and welcome to the Temporary Foreign Workers Program explanation. My name is Angela Beausoleil with White Africana Global Travels and Africana Conference Alliance. I'm here because of the enormous feedback and inquiries about our recent marketing launch of the Temporary Foreign Workers Program. We started our marketing campaign on November 12th, and the response has been unbelievable. So in order for us to get a handle of all the inquiries and all the questions that are coming in, I've decided to go ahead and do a little bit of a background and explain exactly what is required of this program. We've had many questions, and I just decided to do this, and hopefully I can answer all your questions. Now, the Temporary Foreign Workers Program has been designed to assist employers in Canada to help hire people from outside of Canada. Now, the reason for this is because we don't have people on ground in Canada that will fill the labor shortages. And so that's why this program is in place. Now, let me go into detail. If you've received this document from our team, probably on WhatsApp, we would have sent you out the single, couple, and family application requirements. But we're just going to talk about the single application just because it seems to be more popular than the other packages that you've been receiving. So first of all, with this program, you do not need your language proficiency exam, also commonly known as the IELTS exam. Now, this is for people that are coming permanently. This particular work permit is temporary. This program is temporary for 2 years. So we'll go more into that later. You don't need to show your statement of account or your bank statement. They don't need to know how much money you have to support yourself in Canada. So you don't need to even worry about that. I know those two top things are the number one worry for an applicant. Now, the process can be fairly quick. So it's about 4 to 6 months to complete the process outside of Canada, typically in the African region. Okay, so now we're going to go into what it takes to be eligible to apply for this. Now, you have to be between the ages of 20 and 55. Okay, that is a requirement. You need to be able to speak English as well. You can't not speak English or even French. That's also one or both languages. Okay, you need your international passport data page. Now, you need to remember temporary workers permit for 2 years. Those 2 years, we only need to see at least 1 year on your passport. But if you have it for over 2 years, that's great. You don't have to worry about renewing your passport within Canada. But we need at least 1 year validity on that passport. Okay, you need a photograph. Now, Canada is very specific on the photograph. You're just going to send it digitally to us, but 35 by 45 millimeter passport photo with the white background. Okay, now you may need a medical exam done as part of the process. In that case, it's not just any medical certificate. You need to be going to a recognized physician by IRCC. Okay, there is a list in your country. Depending where you're applying from, we will certainly provide that for you, and we may even be able to make that appointment for you. But that is later in the stage. Okay, a police clearance certificate. Very important. We want to make sure that you are in good standings, that you have no criminal history or be a threat to Canada. Okay, so we also are going to give you a form that you need to fill out, which is going to have all your family information on it. The details of yourself, your spouse, your children, even your siblings and parents is very important because it's part of the application process. Okay, now an updated CV or resume, as you will, we call it here in Canada, it has to meet the Canadian standard. We also assist with that. You make sure that you give us all the information outlined on Microsoft Word or a PDF, it doesn't matter. the most updated work experience, and your education should also be on there. We're also requesting your education credentials. So your degrees, your certificates, anything that you've done in the education background, please send it to us. We're also looking for an employment reference. Now, this reference outlines you being a great employee, that you were punctual, the job that you did. It goes into more of the duties that you used to do and how long you were employed. It's like a reference. If someone was to call, an employer would call a past employer or a current employer, the nice things that they would say about you. It's very important to have that on letterhead and signed and stamped. And so we want to make sure that is verifiable. Okay. Now, like I said earlier, the processing time is between 4 to 6 months, but it's a step by step. Okay. And I'll go through those steps here in a moment. Now, what this includes, it's very important for you to understand this because I'm getting a lot of questions. And, even though it's written here, I know a lot of people don't like to read in detail, so that's why this video is being created. The temporary worker permit is 2 years, and it is an option of extending, okay? But it's temporary. That means after your contract, you need to leave. However, within those 2 years, if you really want to stay in Canada, you can apply for your permanent residency after 1 year of working. So, because we have the Canadian Work Experience classification where you can definitely apply for PR once you're here. Okay, your wages are between 15 to 22 Canadian dollars. Okay, depending on the position, depending on your work experience. Though that is a very reasonable starting wage for you, and you will be working 8 hours a day, approximately 5 days a week. 40 hours a week is typically considered our full-time hours in Canada. Now, sometimes there's going to be overtime. That's optional. That's entirely up to you if you want to work overtime or not. Okay. It also includes employment insurance and insurance, healthcare. Your healthcare is the most important you will have, and for you, and if you have any family members that are accompanying you, it will be applicable to them as well. Okay. Now, this particular employer that we're working with right now is offering a free flight ticket. Okay, from wherever you are, they will fly you into Canada and get you settled. It also includes 2 years of accommodations. Now, if you've been following anything about Canada, accommodations are very scarce right now. We are in a little bit of a crisis, but the cost for accommodations is crazy expensive. Now, if you take a 1-bedroom apartment or even a room in someone's house, actually, I'm going to go with a room in someone's home, you're looking at $750 a month. Now, that's equivalent to like over $15,000 in 2 years. You are saving that much money when you're with this program. Okay, people don't understand, I want to pay for my own flight and my own accommodations. You don't want to do that at this point because it's very, very costly. So you have an employer that's supplying accommodations. That is definitely a bonus. Okay. Now, the work permit fees, application fees, biometric fees, everything to do with your application is covered in this package. Okay. And it can get costly. Paperwork can be costly. So, you're looking at, $2,500, $2,500 just for paperwork. Then you have to process it and the time to do that. So all that is fixed into the package cost of $6,000 USD. And the reason why we use USD is because it's internationally recognized. Okay. And so the things that are not included in this package is your application fee. Now, what happens with this is that we gather your paperwork. We redo your CV to meet Canadian standards. And then we push that file, your application, to the employer or the recruitment agency that we are working with. Okay? So it is very important for this to take place because if you do not follow the whole procedure in this, you will be just staying in queue. We will not look at your application. Okay? So those that are really, really serious and want to move forward, with the application process. That is great. You fill in the forms, you submit all the required documentation, and then you need to pay the fee. Okay, there's many different ways of transferring the fee. It will be personally to my account, Angela Beausoleil. I will definitely send you that information when you're ready. Okay, so and the fees for your medical exam are not included, and your police clearance fees. Those are not included in the package. Other than that, everything else is. Okay, so let's go through the process and the fee schedule. First of all, you need your application form. We send that to you. You fill it out completely. Like I said, it has a lot of personal information on there that we need to move forward with. Your application fee is non-refundable because it's us positioning you, sending it in, and getting the response, the approval to us to move on. Once you have an approval, it's 99% sure that you are going to have your work permit. Okay, I can't say 100% because I am not in control, but 99% sure that it is a done deal. Okay, now as we go through this, you must say, for example, you had applied, you're in our system, and there's not a job available for you as of yet. That is okay. You don't need to worry because you are in our system up to 1 year. Okay, up to 1 year, we will keep marketing you and trying to find someone to hire you. If you're not too selective on what you want to do for work, it's going to be easier than if you're being very, very selective. Once you're in Canada and you've done your time in the 2-year work permit, you will definitely move forward into another occupation. Okay, once we have all that in place, we will send it into where we need to send it to, and it takes about 7 to 10 business days to get an approval or a denial. Okay, 9 times out of 10 it will be approved, but I have to be realistic. Your job might not be available at that moment because jobs are rotating very quickly in our system. Okay, so once you pass the interview, you are going to get an employment contract. Okay, this is going to be your job offer. Okay, now we handle all of this on your behalf, and once that contract is okay, everything's fine, then they move forward to, the employer does, applying for your LMIA, Labor Market Impact Assessment. And that goes from the employer to the government for approval. Okay. Now, once all that is in place, we have your LMIA, we have your employment contract, and any other paperwork that is required, it now goes into your work permit application. Okay. So it is a process, and people don't understand that process. It's not just a matter of having a job and, okay, you're in. No, it is a process, and it takes time. Okay, like I said, once all that is in place, your work permit goes in, and it takes between 4 to 6 months to process. It should not be longer than 6 months from start to finish. Okay, but you have to be patient, and I emphasize that a lot because when we work with clients, it's not good to be contacting us every moment of the day. What's the update? What's the update? We don't have time for that, but we are watching your application. Now, once your application has been submitted, you are going to receive a biometrics instruction form. Okay, this is IRCC making it that you need to do your biometrics. Okay. Now, this also requires an appointment. So we will handle all of that for you. We will submit for your appointment date, and we will submit it to you. And you need to have this done within 30 days. Okay? The appointment needs to be between 30 days. Now, there are some cases, it depends which country you are applying from. It could take a little longer, but we also always contact the embassy and say, okay, we were not able to get this appointment within the 30 days. Is everything okay? No problem. No problem. They know that they are backlogged, and it will be submitted as soon as it can. Okay, so the stage 3, once all that has been done, we are going to have you go for a medical exam. Now, some cases you need this, and some cases you don't. So we will inform you if IRCC is saying, okay, yes, we need a medical done. No problem, we'll send you that, and we will also let you know what is available in particular offices in your country. Okay, so don't worry about that. We will handle that for you, and you just need to go. But it is the responsibility of you to pay for that appointment. Okay, so now once we get all through that, we have an approval for you. The last step that you need to do is submit your passport when it's requested. Okay, now you will get a travel document so you can travel to Canada, but all your work permit and all that will be in Canada. So if someone tells you, oh no, I have your work permit, no, we have travel authorization for you to travel, and your paperwork are in Canada. The port of entry, when you arrive at the port of entry, you will get your work permit. Okay, it's that easy. It is a process. I think people don't understand the process. That's why I'm here doing this for you, so you have a clearer understanding. Now, we do have a refund policy. You know, if you choose in the middle of this that you cannot do this anymore, you don't want to be patient, or something happens and it's, you know, on you that you have canceled, we are not refunding your fees. Okay, there's a lot of time, a lot of expense that goes into this file, and it's non-refundable. However, in the event that the application has been refused due to our negligence, we will refund you 100%. Okay, so it's a matter of seeing why you were denied. If something happened that we had been neglectful on your application, we will definitely refund you, because it's at no fault of yours. Okay, we take responsibility. We will either refund you, or we will even reapply for you, and definitely making sure that those mistakes were corrected. Okay, in the event that an application has been refused due to misrepresentation or non-disclosure on the application, such as submitting fake documents, lying, and not reporting any past visa refusals or medical issues, these are reasons not to refund you your money. Okay, you have to be 100% transparent with the person that you're working with, and you need to not lie, because many applications, if we have a 98% success rate, but those applications that the client felt that they did not have to report their visa denials or anything like that, they've got denied, is no fault of ours. That's why, especially when it comes to applying for visas and being refused, they will find out. Especially, you know, we have had clients that have been denied entry into Canada before, or into the US, and immigration knows. They will deny immediately. Okay, so you must be very, very diligent, very transparent with your application, and make sure you understand. Ask questions. Please ask questions. Okay, we don't have control of the processing time. Okay, so it doesn't do you any good to be on us all the time during the period that we have told you it should be processed, between the 4 and 6 months. Now, if we are going past 6 months, please do call us. Let us know, saying, hey, you know, it's been 6 months, what's going on with the application? We will look into it for you. But prior to that, we will not. Okay, because we stipulated 4 to 6 months. Okay, anytime between then, you should have your results. Okay, I just say that because, you know, people can be very impatient, and I'm not saying you, but we've had that people are on us all the time. It doesn't do any good to do that. We are not in control of the processing time. So that's what I have to say for you about that. So please, you have to practice patience. Okay, I know you're excited. We're all excited. We're waiting for those great results, but you have to be patient. All I can suggest for you is prepare yourself for travel. Make sure you have everything in place for you to travel successfully. Have anything, put your money together, because, you know, you do need to have money to travel, because, you know, when coming to Canada, you will understand it's a little expensive. You know, you have to feed yourself, this, that, and everything. So just prepare yourself very well. Right now, Quebec is one of our top provinces right now that people are moving to. It's a little easier, and they offer more advantages to relocating to Quebec. You don't need to be French speaking. French speaking is an asset, but you don't need to know French to move there. Okay, but if you're bilingual, even better. So anyway, that is my presentation for this. I don't want to go on too much longer. It's been like 20 minutes. If you have any additional questions, please let me know. But I also want to remind you, there's going to be another email address that you are going to be sending all your documents to, which is workpermit@whiteafricana.com, workpermit@whiteafricana.com, and we will attend to you just as soon as we can. Thank you so much for your patience. I know you've waited a long time for this, and take care of yourself, think about it, and God bless you.